Hey, what's up? So the title that you've just read was in the physical world, it was a lie. But in the metaphysical world, it was not a lie because I am a millionaire. It's just not on the bank account. It's just not here. It's physically not here. And that is exactly what I'm going to be explaining on this whiteboard behind me. It is a very interesting concept that I wish I literally knew sooner. And yeah, you can say sooner, I'm only 17, but if I knew this at 15, I would already be a millionaire. And that is why I'm in the metaphysical world, already am that one. Okay, so today we're going to be covering the concept of reality transurfing. Transurfing into the reality that you desire. Because it's already out there, and I'm going to explain that to you. Okay, so let's get started. You see all these people online that say, oh, you have to manifest it, you have to be delusional, you have to act as if you're already him, you have to mentally already be there. It's name 3.0, whatever you want to call it. All these names that people say when it comes down to being successful, whether this is financially or whether this is, I don't know, whatever your goals are, right? People say all these type of things, but the real world, the real word about this is reality transurfing. It is shifting into the reality that you desire. That is what we're going to be covering today, and it's one of the best pieces of advice I can give you, okay? So, the first thing that you have to know when it comes down to transurfing into the reality is that, first of all, you should not force it. You don't You should never force a new reality to be born because that doesn't open the doors of the universe to give it to you. So what that means is most people, they make something too important. They say, I need success, I need to make money, I want to make money, I have to make money because, or some phrases that people say when it comes down to being successful. Oh, I really need it. And this is something interesting that I did wrong for all these months, all these years, is I said I need to be successful. But what does that do? You make it too important. You make success way too important for yourself. And that creates excess potential. And excess potential means that if we look at this scale, the more you force something, the more you can see this arrow. That is excess potential. That means that it's going down. So you force something, that means that the balance scale moves. And the universe always seeks neutrality. So that means that when you force something, it's not neutral anymore, and that means that the more you push something, the more you actually push it away from you. That is what access potential is doing, okay? And also, when you force something, you have to really believe that you are already him, and that's what I keep saying, and I'm gonna say it a lot of the times. But we need to understand the concept of metaphysical, because how I started this video is in the physical world I'm not a millionaire, in the metaphysical I am. Metaphysical are your thoughts, are your emotions, and your beliefs. So that means that the metaphysical world is the reality that you are surfing into. Reality transurfing, surfing into the reality you desire. And that means that in the metaphysical world, so your thoughts, your beliefs, and your emotions, that is going to be the input and that is going to be the output for the physical world. So you put in these positive thoughts, you put in these non-forced thoughts into the metaphysical world. That means the metaphysical world is a direct reflection of the physical world, which means if you're already a millionaire, if you act like you're a millionaire, you are going to become one in the physical world. You see how that works? Cool, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so let's move on to point number 2. This board is all over the place. My bad. Okay. So point number 2 is it's already there. And this is what I mentioned when it comes down to shifting into the world that you desire. Because it's already there. This is the space of variations. That means that you can literally choose which version of yourself, which variation of yourself you want to be. So let's say this is your current reality. This is your current reality that you are at right now. And in your current reality, do you have to manifest your way to walk up to your mailbox? Do you have to manifest your way to stand up or from wherever you are right now and walk to the bathroom? Do you have to manifest it? Do you have to say to yourself, oh, I have to do this, therefore I have to do that, maybe this can happen, maybe this can happen? No. No, you don't. And the reason for that is because it's not rare, it's not difficult, and it's not extraordinary to walk to your mailbox, to walk to the bathroom. It's not extraordinary, it's not rare. And what does this say? Being in a different reality, so being in a desired reality, it's not rare. It's already there. There is a version of you out there that already has those millions. It already happened. You don't have to say, oh, I need it, I want it. No, it's already there. And that is exactly what I mean with reality transurfing. Because it's already there, therefore you just have to make sure you act as the person that already has it. And that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Because people say that infinity is just something cool that we use in math. But it's true. There are infinite amount. You can choose of infinite amount of realities that you want to be transurfing into. Infinite. Like unlimited, okay? And that is very interesting because that means that everything you want to be, maybe you want to switch into a reality where you're a professional football player. You can do it. You can do it. But one thing that I actually wanted to get to the end, but that's that faith without action means death. That is quoted in the Bible. Now, I'm not religious, I haven't read the Bible, but I've heard this online from one of my mentors, Javen Zhang. Faith without actions means death. So that means that you can sit there and really believe that you're already the person that you desire. Really do it. But without you backing it up with actions, that means that that faith is dying. So you gotta make sure you put in the work that that person will do. Okay, keep that in mind. So you are essentially the steering wheel. You are the person that is able to control which reality you choose. Okay, keep that in mind as well. Point number 3, let's see where it goes. I think it's this one. Okay, now we're talking about inner intention and outer intention. The inner intention is the thing that you try to do. So this is you trying to force something in your inner intention. So that means that you are trying to strive for something. You're driving, you are pushing for something to happen. And like I said, that is creating excess potential because you're forcing something in your brain. So that is what most people do. They seek inner intention. They're striving to be successful. But that is not happening because it creates excess potential. So that means that most people live from their inner intention. But you have to live like the universe, the outer intention. That means that you have to make sure you implant the idea of I'm already there and let it go. Let the ball roll down the mountain, not push it up the mountain. Because that opens the door for the universe to give it what you desire, to give it who you are. And that's a very interesting point, okay? And there are 3 ways that you can actually make sure you're living in the outer intentional world. That means you are going to visualize as if you're already there. And you're going to be let go of controlling how the universe is going to take you there. We gotta have trust in the universe, okay? And you also have to lower the importance. Like I mentioned before, too much importance creates excess potential. So lower the importance of the goal. Number 4, lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming. If I were to get the whole vision of reality transurfing in in this case 2 words, it's lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is essentially when you are aware that you're sleeping, when you're aware that you're dreaming. So that means that in your dreams, you become aware. You become aware that you're living in your dreams. And that is very interesting. So 2 words to get this whole board in a conclusion or in a summary. It's lucid dreaming. You are going to be lucid dreaming every single day of dreaming and walking around in the reality that you desire. And that is exactly You are lucid dreaming right now. You are lucid dreaming because you are living and dreaming in this reality that you are in right now. And the only reason why you're not in the reality that you desire is because you try to force it. Okay? It's because you try to do the things I just explained on the board. I'll click this one real quick. So we have point number 5. And those are pendulums. Pendulums are energy forces created by multiple people putting their energy in it. And let me just give you an example, right? You watch TV, that means that you are transferring your energy to the TV show, to the news, whatever you are, right? That means you are transferring your energy towards the news. And when the news shows something about wars or whatever it is, that means that the news now has control over you because it's you and your energy, your emotions, your thoughts, your beliefs. That is what pendulums are. They are energy sucking things that get your energy and therefore rule your emotions, your beliefs, and your thoughts. And that is very interesting. And that means that the more people that watch the news, that watch that pendulum, the pendulum is going to be bigger. That means the more energy the pendulum is going to have. And that means that the more people watch the news, the bigger the energy is going to be and the more emotions you feel around the news. And this is something that happens in the metaphysical world, not in the physical world. You cannot sort of see the increase of emotions that people get from certain videos, but you can feel it. You can see, okay, well, I see this kid in Gaza or whatever. I feel sad. I feel emotions rising. I feel anger at the opponents or whatever it is. That means that a lot of people feel that energy, and that is something that happens behind the screens. Okay, and that's something very interesting. And pendulums are taking away your emotions. Now there are bad pendulums and good pendulums. You are watching a good pendulum right now. This is me expressing how you're going to be able to live the reality that you desire and be a millionaire at 17. Okay, and the bad pendulum is a TV show, is short form content that makes you feel better right now, but at the end of the day, it doesn't benefit you in the long term, and it takes away your emotions, it takes away your energy. That is exactly why you feel drained after watching a lot of short form content, because it takes away your energy. Okay. And this is the example what a pendulum does. I don't even know if you guys are able to see this entire whiteboard, but this is essentially you. You're walking this path towards your goal, and pendulums are the side tracks that get you away from your goal. Though you have I think there's a visualization where you see a road, but the road is not like this. It's going this, and it's like going to your goal. Pendulums are the things that are going to get you sidetracked. And some story that my mentor Javen Zhang again mentioned to me is he could be sad about him not being out of Arizona after 1 hour of driving, but that is a pendulum that is being created. And also, okay, wait a second. This was point 5. Let's get into it right now, because that is something very interesting that I actually wanted to say. A mirror. The universe is a mirror. So what I wanted to tell you earlier is that with Javen Zhang, he was driving from Arizona to another location. 1 hour in the car and he was still in Arizona. Now what that means is he felt negative emotions. He was angry, he was sad, he didn't like the fact that he was not out of Arizona yet. And what that means is you're going to be in this loop of negative energy. And that means that the mirror is the universe. So whatever you project, it must reflect. So whatever you project in the mirror, so whether you say, oh, it's negative that I'm not out of Arizona yet, that means the universe is going to project it. So when you say to yourself, it's negative that I haven't made any single money yet, the universe will say, it's negative that you haven't made any money yet. But if you say, okay, I haven't made any money yet, but I still made so much more progress, That means you're putting this positive energy towards, you're projecting it towards a mirror and it reflects it to you. That means you're going to get in this positive loop, okay? I think that's it, guys. I explained it really quick. Now, obviously, there are a lot of other guys out there who are explaining this way better than me. I just wanted to explain this as well because I want this, because like people say is you can learn something, but if you can teach it to others, that means you master the skill of knowing it. That is exactly what happened. And a backstory that happened to me this morning as I'm filming this. That happened to me 3 hours ago. I woke up the night before. It was 11-ish p.m. I was already asleep, but I woke up because someone was calling me. It was a number from the US. So I didn't mind it. I just turned the power button and just went back to sleep. I woke up this morning with a text from my business partner that we actually closed a 100K deal. A 100K deal. And that is exactly what I'm trying to tell you here. Because I didn't try to force it. I knew it was coming. I knew. I was already in the state of being there. I already had it. But yeah, it just came to me because I opened the doors of the universe saying, hey universe, I'm already a millionaire. I opened the doors for you to just give it to me. And that is where you have to set a goal. Make sure you trust the process of the universe. Because if you open the doors of the universe, that means it's gonna happen. Let me show you. Beautiful. Okay? We're gonna end it here, boys. Adios.